Right, this is Tayo Shalagbade. I'm going to take you quickly through how to use this application. What you see on your screen right now is a screenshot of the Excel interface where you are calling up the application just like you would a normal Excel workbook. It's just that this one has Visual Basic Code in it. Right, so when you click on the name of the file, it loads this interface you can see here. You see by default what normally happens in most instances of Excel is you get a security warning. It automatically disables the workbook because of the code in it, so you get the message some active content has been disabled, and there's an options tab in front of the message. So you click on the tab, it brings up the dialog box you can see here, and then you click the radio button, enable this content. That's the label on the radio button, the one below the one that says help protect me from unknown content. All right, the reason why that happens is because some people use Visual Basic for application VBA code to create viruses. Of course, this one is safe, so you don't have to worry about that. You say enable this content, you click OK, and the application loads straight away the full the license screen. So it comes up with license, and you have to say yes. You have to say I agree, otherwise the application will exit. So you click I agree to the above terms, and then you continue to the login screen. Take a look at the logo there. That's my logo. What happens is, for all my clients, I always offer the option, if you have a logo, I recommend you have me put it in the login screen, so that personalizes it for you. And I also put in all your details as a license owner in it. All right, so quickly, the next thing is you then log in to the application using the login details I will send to you. All right, so then the application welcomes you, blah blah blah. Now I'm going to switch now to the video mode. All right, so you can actually walk me do it as I narrate the rest of the procedures you have to follow to use this app. All right. Okay, so you see there, you select your name. I would have personalized it for you. Your name will be in the username field, and then you enter your password, and you would follow the prompts and go to the main menu. There you would close the typically start with the client database. You want to actually update this database with your own records. So basically the idea is that we want to save you a lot of time and effort. What you see that I'm doing here is I'm deliberately putting in another line of dummy data. All this information you see here are for non-existent people. The idea is to have a collection or a database, a simple database, where you put in all your client details, the contact details for a client that you normally would send an invoice to, or that you want to send a delivery note to, or a pro forma invoice, whichever one it is. The convenience it gives you is that then you only have to just choose the company name of that individual or that or entity, and it will automatically populate the relevant fields in the invoice you want to prepare without you having to do anything. So within a few seconds you just have what you need straight away, and then you just go ahead to select the items you want to have, the items you want to have in the list, in the invoice. All right, so that's what you see I'm doing here. I'm populating it with just dummy data. These are non-existent. This is a non-existent individual and entity and organization, and so basically that's the whole idea. Once I'm done with this, you see that I'll then switch back to the main menu form, all right, and then go into the price list. Okay, the interface for managing the price list. And from there, once I've updated a few figures just to make a few changes that you recognize, then we'll go into the invoice proper, and then we'll begin to play around with it to see if we can use the data we make changes to generate a kind of unique invoice. Like I said, the application allows you to generate an invoice or a delivery note, a pro forma invoice, and the types in which you can deliver these are like in form of different customers. Some people want cash. Some people are cash customers, by the way. Sorry, client type. Some are LPO customers. Some are customized. Just have to make a unique offering to them. All right. It depends on what they've asked you to send in. So you see, I'm now in the materials management database, the list, the price list database, and there you can see I'm making slight changes to the price for cement, 50 kg Dangote. I'm making a change to the granite, 20 tons. We're just assuming that maybe there's some update from the market, and you have to update the your own records of prices before you then generate the what's it called, the invoice. All right. So basically, once I've done that, you see I'm going to load the I'm going to go back to the main menu, and then I'm going to go to the invoice itself. Okay, that's it there. Yep. So I'm back in the invoice now. Now take a look at, you see the drop menu there. for client name. You can see now I'm scrolling right down to the bottom to choose the fictitious company I just created, Aliko Dangote PLC. All right, and then you can see I've come down and I'm choosing the document type. Okay, I'm saying that I'm going to generate an invoice. All right, so then I double click deliberately on the information for the owner of the invoice, which is you. You can see that's a fictitious, that's again dummy information, because that company doesn't exist. But just to show you, you can see it said it's protected. So the idea is that that cannot be tampered with. That's something I will send to you based on the information you supply to me. And then I go on to as you can see on the screen, I'm now proceeding to interact with the invoice itself. All right, watch as I go up to the top there. I'm going to begin to select the, based on the entries I made the other time. You can see some of them are already showing the values I posted. All right, you can see the cement 50 kg Dangote. You can see the item code I used. You can see straight away everything becomes available in the drop menu. Then you can just go right down the body of the entry version, data entry version of the invoice. You can see you can use the drop menu to choose the quantity. This is designed to prevent to minimize user generated errors where you make entry errors, you understand? So because the drop list forces you to use the items that are already in the list rather than you having to type. But sometimes you type your number, you have an apostrophe that changes the whole nature of the entry you've made. All right, so you can see then I scroll to the bottom. I'm checking the application actually writes out the value in words, the total value. It actually has a script that does that. It generates the value in words. If you don't like it, there's a provision there at the top that allows you to actually just put in the value, type it in yourself. But most people just go with the automatically generated value in words as well. Now you see where I then go to the button that's labeled preview invoice to generate a preview. Of course, I didn't bother to complete the preparation of the invoice because I'm sure that's something it's going to be a user guide, a full video guide as well for that. So when you buy it, you get all of that from me, like I do with all my other applications. You can see the preview interface showing all the values you put in, appearing in the right places. As I said, the amount in words comes out automatically, so you don't even have to bother about that. I used to make mistakes with that at times. So you can see basically the invoice is ready to go, okay, so what I've done is here I've actually clicked the button to prepare a delivery note. So there's an option to prepare the invoice. There's also a button you can click. It automatically converts it to a delivery note. It changes all the necessary headings and all of that, keeps the relevant information. So that just let you see, and then it offers to print. It asks you, do you want to print now? Print delivery note, just question. It prompts you. If you don't want to, then you click no. Then you can also prepare a new invoice straight away. It changes the invoice. It allows you to actually use a particular space, whatever you want, as in the notation for preparing or for kind of identifying your invoices. Maybe you have a series of text and digits and all that, and it will allow you to change serially or whatever. You just tell me what you need and I'll make it happen. You click the button, it generates a new number for the invoice and all of that. That's what you're seeing on your screen right now. Then there's the option to decide what client type you are dealing with. Is it a client that's going to pay cash? Usually you want to mark up for the LPO client compared to the cash paying client. And then there's sometimes a customized client, maybe some clients that you are not even sure when they're going to get back to you. So you want to give them a special, add some markup to it that kind of covers for that delay, in whenever you're going to get the feedback from them or the sign up or the payment. All right, so the invoice generator allows you to actually specify the amounts by which you want to mark up the prices that you use. So if a client is going to pay you cash, then of course you give a lower markup compared to the other ones, and the application allows you to do that. So you can just use the drop menu and you can choose what type of invoice you want to generate, what type of pro forma invoice or what type of delivery note, whatever is corresponding to what you've agreed with the person. All right, and that's basically it. And then you log out of the application. Most times you don't really need to save anything, because once you printed, every instance is going to be probably unique. You have a different invoice for different clients and at different times, and that's it. If you have any questions, please reach out to me using the information provided at the end of the video. Cheers.